It is super wild card weekend in the NFL, James. We've got 5 games we're going to break down starting on Saturday. We got the Carolina Panthers hosting the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 10.5 point favorites on the road against the 8-9 Carolina Panthers. Now, we've seen some teams with losing records win in the playoffs in the past, James. The Beast Quake Seahawks come to mind, right? We've got the Panthers have done it themselves years ago against Ryan Lindley and the Cardinals. But, James, do you think the Panthers have a chance in this game?
Man, you want me to say Bryce Young, you mother. Roll Tide, roll Panthers, roll. But man, it's the playoffs, man. And I'm just going to say this. You know me, man. When it comes to the playoffs, I might get my little 6-point teaser going on. Need to tease me going on this game. Maybe get 16.5, make me a little happier. But I'm going to say this, Spence. Man, with Bryce Young, this being his first playoff game, quarterbacks who are playing against an experienced quarterback are 20, 40, and 1 against the spread. So good luck to freaking Bryce Young this week, and good luck to the other games we'll talk about later. But in all honesty, I know the Panthers did beat this team a couple months ago, whatever it was, the last month, I forget what it was. But the only hope I have for Carolina to cover this spread is if they are just pounding the ball. Now, I will say this, Spence. One weird thing about the Panthers are 8-0 against the spread after a straight up loss. So what we doing? What we doing, Bryce? What we doing, Rico? What we doing, T Mac? Or like we gonna do this? I know Cam Newton's gonna be down there keeping it pounding in Charlotte, but no, I'm not gonna lie. I got the Rams advancing. I will say, Spence, I probably will do a 6-point teaser and give me 16.5 points for the Panthers because I'm covering the spread. Screw anyone else and your mom.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't see any world where the Panthers get it done. I mentioned the trend that there have been some teams in the past that have won a playoff game with a losing record, but it has not happened in a very long time. It was the Panthers that did it last, but we've had several teams not be able to get it done. Most recently, I had forgotten this until I looked it up. The Tom Brady Buccaneers were 8-9, hosting the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card weekend game on a Monday night.
Ooh, and they got beat.
And the Cowboys ended Tom Brady's career that night. That was the last time we saw it happen. I think we see history again repeat itself. I think the Rams take care of business and much ado about nothing. Now, the fun game of the weekend is the Saturday night game. We got round 3, Packers, Bears. James, you've been a Bears apologist in the past. I am a Packers owner. Are we going to be split on this one?
I'm going to tell you this, man. To get 3 games of these two teams, of course, the fans don't like it because their ticket prices are up the roof. But man, it's always fun to get a third round. It's kind of like boxing, bro. When you get 2 heavyweights, it goes one way one time, goes the other way the second fight. We want to see that third tiebreaker. And Spence, everyone is telling you, yo, the Packers, I don't know how they're going to survive in Soldier Field. I don't know how they're going to do this. Jordan Love this, blah, 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 da, 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 da. Spence, sign me up as an owner today because I'm going with the Packers to beat the Bears. Because guess what? The trend I told you about experienced quarterbacks versus unexperienced is in this game. And so that's game number 2. We got one more game we'll talk about. But man, I will say this. Everything says Bears and public is going on the Bears. I'm fading the public. Give me the Packers. Give me the more experienced head coach. Give me the more experienced quarterback and the team. They fit the philosophy. I know it's in Soldier Field, but guess what? This is the backyard. This is Green Bay's backyard. I know the stadium in Green Bay is in the backyard. Soldier Field is in their backyard. This was not going to be an issue. We'll see what happens when the lights are bright on Caleb Williams. It'll be his first time. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm with you, so we're not going to be split. I was thinking you might go Bears here because you've been a fan of the Bears in the past, but I'm with you. I'm going Packers here. I find this interesting, James. Did you know this? That each of these teams' last victory was against each other. The Packers beat the Bears on the 7th of December and lost 4 in a row. Meanwhile, the Bears, they won on the 20th and then lost the last 2 games of the season. So, whoever wins this game is going to be snapping a losing streak, and it'll be a best 2 out of 3 series victory for whoever wins. And I'll give you another stat. There's been one 7th seed to win a playoff game in NFL history. And that was the Green Bay Packers in 2023.
2023. Oh, the game against the Dallas Cowboys.
The game in Dallas where they ran it up on the Cowboys. So the Packers are an experienced 7th seed team. Now, I believe they were the 7th seed last year too, and it did not work out for them so well.
It did not.
But I think this is a game that they can win. Historically, the Green Bay Packers have owned the Chicago Bears. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk about him on Sunday night. But this game has Packers written all over it. I think the Bears are here to stay, but I don't think they're going to get it done this year. I think the Packers get a win. They move on, and they face Seattle in the divisional round. All right, now let's move on to Sunday's games. And I think this is probably going to be the best game of the entire playoff slate. We got the Bills and Josh Allen traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. The Bills are 1.5-point road favorites. Who you got in this one, James?
Spence, I'm not going to lie. This game is the coin flip, one of the coin flip games for me.
Yes.
Because you hear Josh Allen going to Jacksonville. Oh, man. You want to lizard Josh Allen all day. Jacksonville, the hottest team in the league, basically. Then you got Josh Allen, who we think they're pretty good, but guess what? The Bills haven't won a damn road playoff game since like 1993. What the hell? Josh Allen 0-4 against the spread on the road. Josh Allen 5-8 against the spread. He's not that good against the spread. He's phenomenal statistically, but everything else is just like, man. And of course, we all talk about this Bills defense, this and that. Now, I will say this. Spence, what are your thoughts on if Josh Allen loses this game? It's a major choke job because everyone's been plastering. No Lamar, no Pat, the teams he can't sometimes beat, whatever. No Burrow. Now he's got wide open. That's what they say. But guess what? They're the 6th seed. It's not like his team's the 1 seed and they get beat in the first round. His team's the 6th seed and he went 12-5. Like an impressive team, and you're playing Jacksonville, who flipped the script from 4-13 to 13-4. So I will say this, my pick, Spence, and I'm going with the better defense, and I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I can't believe I'm going with Trevor Lawrence in them, but man, Duval's going to be rocking, and I do believe this is going to be the most exciting game of it all.
Yeah, this will be the first one we differ on, but it truly is a coin flip. It would not shock me if either of these teams represented the AFC in the Super Bowl. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest. You could make a case that these are the 2 best teams in the AFC right now, and they're facing off on the WildCard weekend, Super WildCard weekend. Now, the Jaguars defense is the best run defense in the entire NFL, and the Bills are an offense predicated on running the ball. That always gives me cause for concern right there. But I have to believe that Josh Allen, there's no stats, there's no trends for me. It's just Josh Allen. This has to be it for him. So my pick is partially, I'm wearing a Texans beanie. Maybe I have a little bit of a bias against the Jags, but I'm acknowledging how great of a team they have been this season. I want this for Josh Allen. I'm a football fan. I think it would be great for Josh Allen and great for football in general to see Josh Allen have a successful playoffs. So I'm going to pick the Bills, but I don't feel good about it at all. It's going to be a firework-filled game. I think Josh Allen can squeak it out at the very end.
Yeah, I'm with you as well on that. I will say the only weird advantage, and we talked about this the other day, we think the Jags have the better defense than the Bills, but man, I would hate to be how we talk about that Bills game against the Chiefs where we thought, oh, the Bills scored a touchdown, it's over, and then the defense let Tyreek score. I have a weird feeling that's going to happen again where Josh Allen does the miraculous. They're up by 2, and then the Jags are at their own like 46-yard line, and damn, big penis kicker Cam Little over here is going to kick a 78-yard field goal to win the game. And it's like, bro,
Yeah.
bro, if that happens, I'm not going to lie. I will cry for Josh Allen if that was to happen to him. But I will say this, Spence. Since 2017, teams that have hit over 70% against the spread for the year, 3-11 against the spread in the playoffs. Like I said, bro, everything has been one way or the other. Trends this way, trends that way. And I'm with you. I want to say Josh Allen, but I'm gonna stick with the Duval team. I'm gonna stick with my boy Hambone if he's watching this. Duval.
Yeah, shout out our boy Hambone. All right, moving on, James. Your Philadelphia Eagles are hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Eagles favored 4.5 points. These are two teams that are very familiar with each other in the playoffs. Lots of bad blood between these fan bases. James, before I kick it to you, since you're an Eagles fan, I'll give you my take on this one first. I'm going to pick the Eagles, and I'm not only going to pick the Eagles, I'm going to pick them to destroy the Niners. I think the Niners are going to end up being this year's Minnesota Vikings team that was great all regular season long until the final week of the season where they were exposed and then they fizzled out in the playoffs. I know how great Brock Purdy has been down the stretch. Trust me, he won me a fantasy championship, and I'm forever grateful to him for that. But what I saw on Saturday night against the Seahawks, and of course, Seahawks defense, one of the best in the NFL, but so is the Philadelphia Eagles defense.
Who has been killing lately.
Correct. And I think that this 49ers offense, as great as it has been, it's going to struggle to move the ball against this Eagles defense. I don't think they're going to get shut out or anything crazy, but being held under 20 points is very much in play. And on the other side of the ball, the 49ers defense this year has been extremely overrated. This Philadelphia Eagles offense is going to look like it did last year to me. So I'm predicting not only an Eagles win, I think the Eagles win convincingly. You like to do 6-point teasers. I would do Eagles minus 10.5 tees on this. That's how confident I am in the Eagles blowing out the Niners.
Oh,
what say
man.
you, Eagles fan?
Let's say it like this, man. Go Birds, dickhead. Keep that thing rolling. In all honesty, this script says these two teams are so polar opposite. Like you mentioned, the offense for the Eagles should be hitting on all cylinders. Lane Johnson is back. Of course, the biggest crutch of them all is Kevin Patula. And you never know. The Niners have the worst running defense. That means we're passing it 39 times this game. We're going to air it out for some odd reason, not give Saquon or Tank any rock. That's what we all say. That's what we're all nervous about. But in all honesty, I'm with you. Jalen Hurts in the playoffs, Nick Sirianni in the playoffs, they're dominant. The Eagles in the playoffs are dominant. It's just Jalen Hurts is 31-5 straight up as a starter and 15-1 as a starter in December or later. This Eagles team should be, like I said, hitting on all cylinders. You bring back Nakobe Dean, who the Eagles defense has been killing with and without him. You bring back Lane Johnson, who, of course, we've seen the trends where the winning percentage with Lane is so much higher than others. But I'm just right now, my only biggest concern is Kevin Patula and then our center, Cam Jurgens, who has been the worst run blocking center all year long for some odd reason. But he's a Pro Bowler for some odd reason. Who selected this guy? Who selected this guy?
But the Pro Bowl's a joke. We have established this for years, James.
Yes, Pro Bowl's a joke. But I will say this, Brock Purdy, though, he has made 51 career starts. He has been an underdog 4 times. He's an underdog now. In those games, he is 0-4, not just straight up, but also against the spread, failing to cover the spread by 12.3 points. So, Spence, your 10-point could be happening this time. And hey, you know me, man. West Coast don't want to come to the East Coast. And I hope it's, I hadn't checked the weather report yet, but I hope it's so cold for 49. And of course, again,
weather only 45 degrees.
Not too bad. I'll give you that. But another trend that doesn't work for the 49ers, teams that are coming off of a straight up loss, scoring less than 13 points, entering the playoffs are 12-22 against the spread and 6-13 against the spread when they score 9 or less points. So this is obviously a walking territory for getting killed early. And of course, like you mentioned, the Eagles, we have to cover who? Christian McCaffrey and at least At least George Kittle.
I won't
At
go
least
that far. I'm a big fan of this 49ers offense, like I said. The offense is not the entire reason why I'm picking against them, though only points in week 18 that raised a lot of red flags for me, but they got a lot of weapons. I'm a big fan. I think Juwan Jennings is one of the most underrated receivers in the league. George Kittle, one of the best tight ends. Christian McCaffrey, jack of all trades. Like, there's weapons that you got to account for.
Yeah. I said those two. I just didn't add Juwan Jennings because
I'm a big Juwan Jennings guy.
Because guess who's going to guard him? Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I'm with you, though. Eagles by a million. I'm with you there. The Sunday night game, we got Patriots hosting the Chargers. Patriots minus 3.5 points. James, this is a tough one for me, as you know. These are two quarterbacks that are darlings of mine. Justin Herbert versus Drake May. Either way, I know you're going to be dunking on me next week, however this ends up. James, you also at the very beginning said a little something that if Justin Herbert balls out in the playoffs, you're going to shave your beard.
Yeah.
How are you feeling going into this game?
More context to that. He needs to win this game and ball out. If he balls out and loses in the divisional, I'll shave my beard. If he balls out and wins the divisional, I'll shave my beard. But if he goes to the divisional and just lays an egg, I'm safe. That is the rule. So I'm not going to lie. This game, I hate because what you mentioned. One side of it, I'm like, screw you, Justin Herbert. I want nothing to do with you because my beard's on the line. The other side is what we talked about the previous other game. A non-experienced quarterback. And even though Justin Herbert is the experience and he is looked like dog crap, we all saw what happened.
Just two games.
Just 2 games, and we saw what happened. Can't beat anyone in the AFC South, it seems like. So maybe it's a little different versus an AFC East team. But Spence, as much as I don't want to bet on Justin Herbert and this Chargers team, there's just no way this Patriots team, who's only beaten like 1 or 2 teams above 500 all year. Now, I hate when I say that because they might have beaten more teams than when they were actually over 500 at the time.
You are what your record says you are.
And I know we're looking at the two oddballs in this AFC, and it's the Broncos and it's the freaking Patriots because of how they've won games and who they've beat. And like I said, I don't want to bet the Chargers plus 3.5, but everything is telling me you have to. You have to, James, because for some odd reason, Justin Herbert is going to get over this hump. And I can't believe I'm rooting for the guy too. But guess what? I will be betting Chargers 3.5, but I will not care if I lose this bet. If the Patriots win 17-10, big dog, big pop, I'm a happy man. But I'm actually going with the Chargers, man, for one.
Okay, this is another one we're going to disagree on because I actually am going to pick against Justin Herbert here. Yes, I know the schedule's been weak for the Patriots, and they definitely are on fraud alert. But I think the Patriots, their defense is going to be good enough to get after Justin Herbert. I just look at the AFC landscape as a whole. 1 through 6, you can talk me into them winning the Super Bowl. Legitimately winning the Super Bowl 1 through 6. And as much as I love Justin Herbert, I just don't see a path for this Chargers team with this offensive line missing Rashawn Slater, missing Joe Alt. It's been a problem for them all year, and those kind of problems, you might be able to minimize them during the regular season. When the playoffs roll around, it's going to be a huge, huge factor for them. I think the Patriots, in the cold weather, Mike Vrabel is an experienced head coach. I think he's going to have these guys ready to play. And I'm not going to say this one's a blowout like I'm confident the Eagles are going to blow out the Niners. But I do think the Patriots are going to get it done, and I think they cover the spread minus 3.5. And I think best case scenario for you coming at me next week would be for the Chargers to win because, yes, you might come at me for my Drake May love also, but at least Drake May's probably going to have an MVP. So at least I can hang my hat on that. I'll have Justin Herbert playoff victory and Drake May MVP in his second year. I might be a little bit of a glazer for both those guys, but at least I'll have something to hang my hat on for both of them. But that being said, I think the Patriots are going to get it done.
I'll say this. I won't dunk on you that hard if, let's say, Drake May loses because I'm really rooting for Justin Herbert to lose. That's who I want to lose. But I got to just go with the experience. But I will say this. In your favor and in my praying God factor, Drake May, when he's a favorite of 3 or more points, 10-0 straight up, 8-2 against the spread, winning those games by an average of 17 points a game. So looks like my beard.
I don't like that stat because I know there's some Jets and Dolphins games in there, and I'm still not over them losing to the Raiders in week 1.
All things, the Raiders getting the first round pick. And I swear, I think we both bet the Raiders to cover that spread week 1. And then ever since then, it's like two polar opposites. What happened?
But y'all let us know in the comments, who are your picks for Super Wildcard Weekend? Y'all let us know down below, and we will see you Monday morning for the 6th and final playoff game, my Texans versus the Steelers.